Hi everybody, it's Gregor Baird at Gregor Speaks. How are you today? Today is June 12th, 2025. Thank you for being with me today. I wanted to talk about and come on here for a few minutes and discuss something extremely important as we observe the 9-year commemoration, the memorial of the Pulse nightclub shooting. Yeah, it's been 9 years. And I wanted to talk about that day a little bit. We all remember that. But also I wanted to talk about where Pulse nightclub is now, what's happening with the memorial. I get those questions because I did a film not too long ago, several years ago actually, over the course of several years. It took to edit it and pause and go back to Pulse, called 2:02 a.m. And the film that I did is shown during my lecture programs only, and it's when I talk about hate and hate in America. And we need to have those conversations. We need to talk about not going back to our history when hate was around, and we need to go forward with positivity and love and light. So that film I use in my program, as I said, and it covers in a matter of 13 minutes from the very beginning when the shooting happened to where Pulse is now. So that was a few years ago, and things have changed a lot. We need to remember mainly the 49 victims and the 53 survivors of that shooting, and also how many people this affected, the first responders that were there. It took the world upside down. It really changed for a lot of us how we go out, going into a bar, now being more security than ever, and also parades, pride events, which are going on right now. And, you know, we're seeing sharpshooters on top of buildings and pride parades, and for security and things like that. So it really changed a lot in the course of LGBTQ plus history. We need to talk about our past, and we need to do better than we ever have been in our lives. And that's why it's so important now. So what I want to tell you what's happening with the Pulse nightclub. The building and the memorial is still there, but that's going to be torn down in another year. So what is going on is the families, survivors, and some friends are allowed to go into the Pulse nightclub for the next 3 days to pay the respects, to be there in memoriam, to check out the nightclub. Now, it's been cleaned up. It's just basically black walls. There's no furniture in it now, but they're able to go in there. They're being shuttled in and then shuttled back to a hotel where it's kind of the point of reference for them to go to and from, so they can have support, so they can have people there for them, so they can have closure, because that structure is going to be torn down a year, and then they're going to build on that location, which will be done in the summer of 2027, a memorial. And the great thing about the memorial is that families, survivors, and friends are on the board for that memorial to come up with the plans to make it look great, to be at a great place to visit, and to always remember the 49 victims and the 53 survivors that have been there. And what a great way. And that memorial should have happened a long time ago, but the One Pulse Foundation, there was a lot of trouble, and that has disbanded. It's no longer around anymore. So the memorial is still there. I visit that memorial about twice a year, and it's a place to read a lot of different things, see a lot of different things. And I know in the new memorial, a lot of different objects and different things that were left outside of the Pulse nightclub before and after the shooting, and inside will be in that memorial. And so I look forward to that. I was glad to hear the news as of yesterday from the mayor of Orlando what they were going to do with that site. So I know those of you that have followed me know that I post a lot about Pulse about this time of the year and before, and we always, everybody, we need to remember our past and be better human beings and better people as we move forward. There's so much evil going on with immigration in our Jewish community and attacks on our Jewish community. You know, when Pulse nightclub happened, that was, at the time that it happened, it was the worst shooting in U.S. history by a single shooter. That's not the case anymore. So remember when that happened, we started seeing shootings happening now, and now it's unfortunately kind of commonplace. It seems like every month or every few weeks we hear of a shooting going on, and we need to be better. We need to find out what we can do and have more gun control and, behavior and those kinds of things, mental and emotional issues for people, and not take those away. So as we look at the memorial for today for the Pulse nightclub shooting, take a moment. Please take a moment to remember all those lives that were lost, all those that were affected, all the people that helped out, and let us not ever forget what happened 9 years ago today. I've included some photos that I took at the end of this video. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you take a time just to sigh and think and grieve and be with me through these pictures and different things I have for you. So thanks for joining me today. I know it's a little bit of a somber of a moment, but it's a day of reflection and a day of peace. So let's all be better human beings. And I hope you enjoy the pictures that I have from the past several years at Pulse. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.